Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, on location at Saratoga. Let's take a look at the field for Saturday's Spa Baby race, presented by Spendthrift. It's the Grade 2 Saratoga Special. 2-year-olds going 6.5 furlongs. Spendthrift Stallion Gormley, represented by the number 11, High Oak. It is a very competitive field, Nicole.
It is a competitive field, and you mentioned Spendthrift sire Gormley, one of a couple of Grade 1 winning freshman sires represented in here. And these 2-year-old stakes at Saratoga are so much fun when you go back through the history of them. I'm wondering what name we're going to add to the list of winners, because I really think this is a wide open field.
Could very well be the number 1 Nakatomi for trainer Wesley Ward. We're going to take a look at his career debut at Keeneland during the spring meet over sloppy track. He was good this day, considering the filly he beat, Happy Soul, came back to win a maiden by almost 12, then won the Astoria by almost 12. Stereo 81 buyers, ran at Royal Ascot last time out, speed in the rail.
Definite speed on the rail. As you mentioned, he was a good second to the filly Happy Soul, who came back and won his stakes. And then 8th in the Group 2 Norfolk, one of those terrific races at the Royal Ascot meeting. No shame there, and he's probably getting back on his preferred surface. Wesley Ward always has these horses ready to show speed, so the inside draw maybe not as much of a concern for me. I think you'll get a very nice price on him.
The number 2, Gunite, goes out for trainer Steve Asmussen. Nice to see Gunrunner doing well with his first crop. He was a superior racehorse. Gunite graduated 3rd out at Churchill Downs on the lead. Interesting that Steve's putting blinkers on off a win.
Yeah, but Gunite, he must have seen something there from Gunite, because this horse has kind of gradually taken a step forward, gradual steps forward each of his starts. And Gunrunner, man, as you mentioned, 2 graded stakes winners last weekend, one here at Saratoga and one at Del Mar. They're not just running and winning, they're classy horses.
Ottoman Empire is the number 3, son of first crop stallion, champion 2-year-old Classic Empire, debut winner at Churchill for Tom Amos, then 4th behind a really nice 2-year-old named Wit in the Sanford. No Wits in here.
Yeah, and this is another one I believe that's putting blinkers on. We should see some speed from these horses on the inside, giving other horses something to chase. I do like him putting blinkers on as he's drawn to the inside in a big field and will have to break well.
Here's the debut win for the number 4, Kitadon, who figures a pretty good price in the Saratoga Special. This is a victory in the 4th lifetime start. Off-turf heat at Gulfstream Park. Game is the favorite. A lot of turf in this pedigree.
Definitely a lot of turf in the pedigree, and you saw the turf intent there with the off-the-turf maiden. I wonder if that's where this one's future is going to lie. That being said, I like that he won 7 furlongs, and he's actually cutting back in distance here when most of these are adding a little distance.
Nicole, I think you like Midnight Worker in his career debut, son of Outwork. Let's watch that race on July the 24th, 10-1 on a Todd Pletcher trained first-time starter. It's unheard of. $60,000 yearling. Outwork does good work. This is a very versatile, speedy pedigree, and I would expect this colt to be forward again.
Definitely, and it's a very speedy pedigree. Outwork, big, rangy son of Uncle Mo. He was actually Uncle Mo's first winner, precocious enough to win going 4.5 furlongs at Keeneland. As you would expect, his 2-year-olds were early too with his first crop last year. And you cross him over a Spitestown mare. That's just precocity on precocity.
The 6 Stolen Base earned a very respectable buyer speed figure for his career debut, 71. Now, consider he only beat Auction Maidens, a restricted race. The field hasn't come back strong just yet, but I like the professionalism he displayed, tracking the pace and forging by late.
Well, yeah, the field hasn't come back strong just yet, but I think many of them haven't had the opportunity to run back just yet in the condition book. He did beat Buckingham Prince, who was well regarded that day, and earned a buyer speed figure of 71 for the Mike Maker barn, which has been very hot at this meet.
Double Thunder, the number 7, is the only 2-time winner in the field and the only graded stakes winner. He won the Bashford Manor, second time out at Churchill for Pletcher and Velasquez. He got a big pace to rally at, but it's nice to see the versatility. Pace-pressing debut winner, came from last in the Bashford Manor.
Absolutely, and I think, they're going to have some choices to make with this horse, what kind of trip they want to work out, because as I said, I think there is going to be some speed down inside. So if he wants to sit off the pace, he certainly can do that. It's really funny. In the pre-race buzz, I have not heard this horse discussed so much. So if you want, Todd Pletcher, Johnny Velasquez, a graded winner coming back in a graded stake at Saratoga, I think you actually might find some nice value with this horse. There are so many flashy maiden winners in this race. I think he's actually being a little bit overlooked.
One of those flashy maiden winners is the 8 Dr. Jeff, who was bet hard in an off-turf race at Belmont on July the 10th. We'll watch that one right now, fast race. 78 Beyer speed figure, gate to wire. This Street Boss colt figures to be forward, if not outright on the lead under Rosario.
Absolutely. And this is another barn that's been very good at this meet, very strong as of late. I'm just a little skeptical when horses win off the turf maidens and then come back in a stake. I think, they're rightfully taking the opportunity to press along with a horse who's eligible for a stake. But I do wonder if we'll see the horses like that back on turf later on in the future, as was the original intent.
Dance Code, the number 9, paid $28 in his career debut at Parks, and you could draw a line right through the Sanford because all chance was eliminated at the start. He stumbled terribly, and it's a nice sign that he was able to pass some tired horses in the stretch behind the promising Wit.
Yeah, I think he appreciated the ground he got in the Sanford. He'll continue to appreciate getting ground. That said, he's by Honor Code, and I've liked those horses much better at 3 than at 2 and at 4 than at 3. They're the kind of horses you continue to mature with time and with distance.
I'm expecting the 10 Glacial to run a much improved race. This horse was beaten by Double Thunder in the Bashford Manor, but pace handicappers might argue he ran just as well. It was a very fast pace. It was contested as well. Glacial was battling along, and he finished third. The blinkers come off for Norm Cassie.
Yeah, I think he might relax a little bit based on that. He was beaten, but he did finish ahead of some nice horses. In his debut, he beat some nice horses as well.
Here's the Gormley colt, High Oak, winning his career debut at Belmont, and I like the way he did it. He took some dirt in his face after breaking from the inside. He was very game to win, and the 4th place finisher came back to improve his Beyer when second in a maiden with a 61 Beyer.
Yeah, and this one goes out for Bill Mott, whose horses are, again, that's another barn where the horses often improve with experience. Gormley, son of Malibu Moon, a grade 1 winner around 2 turns. It's a classic type sire line for Spendthrift Farm. That said, Gormley was also a grade 1 winner at 2, and his foals have really come out running. He's got multiple winners to his credit.
Number 12, Red Run, is a Winchell Thoroughbreds homebred. What a pedigree. Not only is he by Gunrunner out of a full sister to Untappable, multiple grade 1 stakes winner. The dam also I have to Patio Prado, grade 1 stakes winner on the turf. Beaten favorite in the Bashford Manor. Low Beyers thus far. This one's going to be running late, though, I have a feeling.
He is. And, I think he had a poor break in the Bashford Manor. I think he'll have learned something from that experience. And if he breaks a little better, he might be able to set a nice trip from that outside post and have something to rally into.
So many different ways to go in this year's edition of the Saratoga Special. You're going with Gunite, the number 2. I'm expecting this horse to show nice tactical speed with the blinkers.
I am expecting him to show good speed. And you know what? I was just impressed with this horse when I saw him at Churchill. He's a big, strong horse. I think the gun runners are going to continue to improve with experience and with distance. The sire's very hot right now. This barn is very hot right now.
Stolen Base is where I'm going. Hopefully he drifts a little bit. Jose Ortiz takes the mount for Michael Maker. Again, big step up in class after beating that auction maiden group, and I like the way he did it, and he did so with a competitive figure. Nicole's going with the 2. I'll take Stolen Base. What a race. The Saratoga Special on Saturday. Our coverage presented by Spendthrift.